This is the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Jamie Meloni.
Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. If you're catching my show on the air for the first time, you can find me here every Mondays at noon, and my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Got a great show planned for you guys today. We'll be talking with a local corporate interiors company, the CI Group. We got the CEO of the company, Manny Bhuller, in studio today, along with his account executive, Hilary Witter, and Vice President of Design and Operations, Gilbert Broco. Also in studio with me is the lovely Stella Giudicelli, who is just walking in. She is also a real estate agent with me over at Coldwell Banker. Stella, are you on the air yet?
I am on the air with you, yes.
You walked in just as the show went on. Perfect timing. Thank you very much.
That's how it goes.
Very busy gal. How was your weekend?
So my weekend was excellent. Again, you know, I'm Miss Open Houses on the weekends. So I did an open house at a foreclosure of yours, actually, owned by Centrus Bank. And the address is 3115 West Villa Rosa Street.
Yeah, very nice upscale listing and a very great community as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's located in Ocalars, which is just by Bayshore Beautiful. The house is actually a beautiful Italian Renaissance architectural style. And as you know, I am from the south of France, so I can really appreciate how the builder has work towards replicating the style and the style and the lifestyle of Italian Europe over there.
Yeah, and you said you even got an offer out of the open house too, correct?
Yes. We have an offer coming up actually, so that's good.
It's very nice to see that you do so many open houses. It's kind of a lost art in the real estate business,
really?
At least in our area. We don't see as many open houses as what you think. I myself rarely do an open house, but then again, I'm a bank-owned specialist. I typically stay behind the computer doing tasking and reporting and stuff that's required by the banks on these properties these days. But it's very nice and refreshing. I know you do a great job marketing, our properties as well as your own out there and stuff. It's kind of a lost art in our area. And a lot of people, kind of frown on open houses. At least in the real estate business, they kind of think that they don't get, a lot of the activity, from them. But you've put in a lot of effort. You get a lot of people at your open houses too. What are some of the ways you're getting people to these open houses?
What was the question?
How are you getting some of these people to your open houses? What type of exposure?
Oh, it's mainly, I put plenty of signs to lead people to the open house and also in the Tampa Tribune. So
you run some ads and everything, and you're getting a lot of people through these homes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great time because you do get to meet a lot of people and a lot of good and interesting people as well. To come back to the house, I'd just like to mention a few things about the house. The features are that it was built in 1999. It's a 4-bedroom. 2.5 bathrooms. One of the bedroom was converted in an office, so there's a very nice built-in desk that gives on the beautiful Villa Rosa Street. It's very peaceful, Florida typical street. So that's a great feature of the house. It is a 2-story house. The square footage is 3,583. There is a space for a pool table, and you can see the pictures if you're online as well.
Yes, the show is streamed live, so for the people that are watching home, we got it up on the Streamcast, and you can watch the stream live over at Tampa Bay Radio via the show info tab on the live stream. But go ahead and tell us a little bit more about this property.
Yes, so there's also a screen pool and spa. It's a 2-car garage. What I really like about the house, again, is how the builder was really good at replicating the Italian architecture of houses there with the art, but also really the European lifestyle. The kitchen, it's not an open house architecture, an open house plan. The kitchen is separated. And in Europe, our kitchen are not part of the living room and the TV. It is a separated place where people cook, spend time with their family, eat. And that's really the European lifestyle that you will find in this house. The kitchen is beautiful, actually, with a gas stove, the stainless steel appliances. The fridge is sub-zero, and on the right-hand side, it's has French doors opening on the pool. So it's really the centerpiece of the house. The pool is amazing, and one of the great aspects of the pool is that it is totally private. So when you're there, there is no one that can see you when you're at the pool, you and your family. The screen at the ceiling on the top is actually, I don't know what would be the word, but you can't.
Yeah, it's a screened enclosure.
What do you call this?
It's just a screened-in enclosure, very private setting.
Yeah,
concrete
a very
wall
private setting. Yes. So that's one of the main features of the house. And then finally, the price. The bank just reduced the price of $50,000. So it's now at $24,900, which is a very, very competitive price in this area.
Well, it's a very nice presentation. And again, if you're out there in the the Tampa Bay region here, and you're listening here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show, not only do we specialize in the sale of bank-owned properties, but you can contact us to get your home sold as well. As you can see, we utilize all forms of marketing, and we bring them out to the radio in addition to just the traditional marketing that you see so much in the real estate business. I invite you over to my website, where you can see all of my listings, as well as a lot of my upcoming foreclosed properties. You can visit us over at tampabayradio.com. On the main page, you'll see a link to the pre-listed properties. And also there is a show info tab where you can also view all the old shows of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. All of my shows are streamed live, as well as the audio casts are up there. And you can catch me at all the social networking sites from SoundCloud, where you can catch clips of the show, as well as different contributor contributions and stuff to my show as well. I've been on the air for the last year, and again, you'll find the show on every Mondays at noon. And I want to just take a little bit of a moment here from the show and just kind of talk a little bit about what my show is, and thank my contributors that are out there as well. I myself specialize, again, in foreclosed property sales and been in business 7 years, and am one of the top real estate professionals in the country, top 10 Coldwell banker, and number 97 on the Wall Street Journal list in units sold last year, and decided to get on the air to kind of promote real estate in the Tampa Bay region. I think the media gives real estate a lot of bad press a lot of times, so I wanted to get on the air and bring the message to the community that real estate is back and that it is a great investment. We've seen real estate values recover about 20% in the last couple of years, and now is a great time to buy real estate. We've got mortgage rates at historical lows. I mean, I think I read a report that we dipped below 4% again for top level borrowers, and you're just not going to see rates stay this low for the rest for a long time. And going back into the 80s, when interest rates were at 15, 16%, I mean, you can buy a tremendously different home versus what you could buy in the 80s with these interest rates. And so if you're not taking advantage of that, then you definitely are missing the boat. In addition, a report out today, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have relaxed some of the lending guidelines. And so the stricter guidelines that have been put into place as a result of the financial downturn of 2008 are beginning to ease. And so if you're kind of haven't been able to get qualified for a mortgage, because of certain things in your past or something, now is the time to get your lender back on the phone and get qualified for a mortgage. I want to go ahead and recommend one of my show contributors, our lending sponsor for the show, Bud Spriggs, Movement Mortgage. Reach out to him, budspriggs.com. You'll hear him on the air quite a bit, but he is a regular contributor to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show and comes highly recommended by me as well. And again, you can find him over at budspriggs.com, but please get in touch with him. And I always recommend to borrowers out there, make sure you talk with a lender and that you get pre-qualified for a mortgage prior to getting out there and viewing some properties. And I always recommend that you obtain full loan approval prior to putting in offers on the property, meaning that you have submitted all your documentation to the lender and that you have full underwriting approval subject only to the title and appraisal of the property. Many people only obtain a pre-qualification letter and then they go to the seller with this only to find out that they're up against cash offers. And these cash offers are obviously superior to the person who hasn't even submitted their documentation to the lender, and at that point their offers a lot of times are not even considered. But if you obtain full loan approval, at that point your offer is just as good as cash, and it's only subject to the review of the collateral, that being the house. And in this market, the Tampa Bay market is about a 40% cash controlled market, and there are a lot of competing investors that operate here in the Tampa Bay region. I see them offering time and time again on the properties. So you definitely want to come to market with a full loan approval prior to offering on a home. And again, reach out to Bud Spriggs at budspriggs.com with Movement Mortgage, highly recommended lending sponsor for the show. Also want to take a moment to recognize Malcolm Tennant over at Access Reverse Mortgage. Again, he is a reverse mortgage specialist, and there are some unique things you can do with reverse mortgages to get you into some larger homes that you wouldn't expect through the use of reverse mortgages. There is a reverse mortgage for purchase program available for seniors, and you can utilize your existing residence to kind of slingshot you into a higher priced property using a reverse mortgage. And so if you weren't aware of this, reach out to Malcolm Tennant over at accessreverse.com. And you can always find him over at tampabayradio.com as well. I want to take a moment to recognize a couple of my contractors also as well. Ryan and Anissa Westfall over at Westfall Roofing. Great roofing contractors, again, over at westfallroofing.com. And also on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show page over at tampabayradio.com. You can catch their information over on the show contributors tab. But please reach out to them. They're a great couple to work with, a lot of experience in the roofing business. And they've done a number of jobs on some of my bank-owned properties, and they do excellent work. And again, so westfallroofing.com if you have any roofing needs in the Tampa Bay region. And also one of my newer contributors, Jaeger Flooring. He is a general contractor, and started to work with him on a number of jobs. Liked his professionalism and his workmanship. And so I want to take a moment to recognize and thank Jaeger Flooring. Again, you can find them over at the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show page or at jaegerflooring.com. And also my primary general contractor, who I've done probably 3,000 jobs with, Precision Building and Design, Pete Martinez. He's been one of my good friends and also one of my go-to guys for the last several years. He's also now signed on as a contributor. Doesn't have a website, but I can definitely put you in touch with him, and he's done about 3,000 to 4,000 general contracting jobs for me through the years. So reach out to me over at tampabayradio.com, and I'll be happy to put you in touch with him. Also, Bill Lavender Credit Solutions. He calls in a lot with the Credit Matters segment. Should be hearing from him in just a little bit. But creditdoctorbill.com for all of your credit needs. And also a newest contributor, Mario Neira with U.S. Home Inspections. He is now our home inspector contributor here on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. So I'll take a moment to thank and recognize him. So if you have any need for home inspections in the Tampa Bay region, again, go over to tampabayradio.com and visit the show contributors tab, and you'll see all of these contributors, and they come highly recommended by the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Again, if you're just tuning in, you're listening here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins, WHNZ. Coming back from the break, we'll be talking with our guests, the CI Group, on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Back in a moment. Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99 Roofing. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99 Roofing. That's 855-99 Roofing.
In the market for a reverse mortgage? Contact Access Reverse, a local company with personalized service in the Bay Area. Call them at 727-347-0305 or visit accessreverse.com for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation. They'll come to your home and speak with you about the best options for your reverse mortgage. Plus, they offer the lowest closing costs. Don't just get a reverse mortgage. Get the right reverse mortgage with Access Reverse. Visit accessreverse.com. NMLS number 4566. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage. You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
And thanks for staying tuned in here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. If you're finding my show on the air for the first time, I invite you to tune in every Mondays at noon as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. To all the potential home sellers out there in the Tampa Bay region, I also offer a free home valuation to people if they would just text the word value to my cell phone, which is 813-760-8516. Again, text the word value to 813-760-8516, and I will shoot you over a free home valuation, and we can discuss getting your home on the market for sale. And you may be surprised as to what your home is worth. Again, as I spoke in the first segment, we've seen values come up about 20% over the last couple years. The bottom of the market in our region, 2012, was really the bottom of the market after our peak in 2006. So if you bought in 2012, you've definitely seen probably some value come back, especially if you've bought in homes in the subdivisions, north New Tampa area, southeastern Hillsborough County, Apollo Beach, Riverview area. Those homes are in high demand, due in large part to the influx of institutional investors out of Wall Street. So they've really worked to push up values about 25% even in some of those regions. So again, text the word value, 813-760-8516. Also want to take a moment and talk about one of my other listings. I got a great listing up in Lutz, address 612 Warren Road. Listed at $499. It was just reduced off of $520,000, but this is a beautiful home, about 4,700 square feet, and 7 beds, 5 bathrooms, and built in 1986. Wood flooring, pool located on a lake, and it's a bank-owned property. And definitely want to move on this one. There'll be some flexibility in that price too. Just got to get me an offer. 612 Warren Road up in Lutz. Beautiful areas. I don't live too far from the home as well, and it's an amazing area. A lot of development going on in this
beautiful
region.
Kitchen too, I can see.
Oh yeah, stainless steel appliances, 7 bedrooms, 5 baths, pool, and
do you know the lot size?
It's about 15,000 square foot lots.
It's pretty large.
And special financing available on this property from the client as well. You can purchase this property with 5% down, no private mortgage insurance. It's unique to this client's properties, and you can get a great financing deal on this property. Again, 612 Warren Road, bank-owned property, and please reach out to me. You can get me through my website, tampabayradio.com, or just shoot me an email, jamie@tampabayradio.com. Again, jamie@tampabayradio.com. I want to go ahead and take a moment here to bring on my first guest. I've got the CI Group in studio with me today. We got Manny Bhuller, who is the CEO and co-owner of the CI Group, which is headquartered in St. Petersburg, Florida. He purchased the business in 2008 with Drew Marshall, and they have expanded the business from $15 million in revenue to over $30 million in the past 6 years, despite this difficult economy. Manny was born in Montreal and graduated from McGill University in 1991. He is joined in studio with Hilary Witter, accounts executive and marketing specialist at the CI Group, and graduate of Bradley University with a Bachelor of Science degree in marketing. Also in studio is CI Group's Vice President of Design and Operations, Gilbert Broco. Gilbert joined the CI Group in 2011 and has a Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Design and Architecture from the University of Puerto Rico. Everybody, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to start over there with Manny. Tell me a little bit more about yourself and your history before getting involved with the CI Group.
All right, so Jamie, as you mentioned, I moved here from Southern California probably about 7 years ago. I have a background in corporate finance. I worked for about 7 years with PricewaterhouseCoopers in Montreal and in Los Angeles. At that point, I moved to a corporate job with Mattel, the largest toy maker in the world. And for about 7 years, I was specialized in the girls' division marketing of worldwide Barbie dolls.
Tell me a little bit more about this. You were involved in a new product launch, too, as well at Barbie, correct?
Yep. So with Barbie and the girls' division of Mattel, in addition to Barbie, there's American Girl and there's Polly Pocket. There's several large other brands other than Barbie. I was involved in the acquisition of American Girl, and through that, I discovered that there's a lot out there as far as acquisitions, growing a company. At that point, I met Drew Marshall, who's my business partner. he and I had a plan that to become entrepreneurial, we really need to leave corporate and acquire our own companies. So having got a wealth of experience at Mattel on a worldwide basis, we decided to move our families from Southern California here to Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater market. Just to add on to what you were saying about real estate, we decided to sell our homes there and buy homes here in the Tampa Bay market. We had 2 locations when we acquired the company in '08, here in Tampa and in South Florida. We now have 5 locations, 4 of them in Florida, in the Jacksonville market, Tampa, St. Pete, and in Miami. And our recent acquisition of a Columbia, South Carolina location gives us 5. We've been able to expand our business from 24 employees to just over 60 employees. And, you know, we've been thrilled being in this market.
Well, it's definitely a great story. Great. I love the entrepreneurial spirit. That's another thing I like to promote here on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show is, you know, the entrepreneurs in our community and everything. And I want to talk a little bit more with the other guests that are here in the studio. Let's go over here to Hilary, who is a sales representative for your company and everything. And Hilary, tell us a little bit more about your role with the CI Group and your background.
Sure. Yeah. So I am in sales with CI Group. Before coming to Florida, I actually lived in Illinois, born and raised. I have a degree in marketing, as you mentioned. I went to Bradley University in Illinois, graduated from there in 2012, and I worked at the Hahn Company in Muscatine, Iowa, and did that for a year and a half. I was in sales and then jumped into marketing, and now I find myself here in Florida with CI Group and loved it so far. It'll be a year in November that I'm here. As well as working in sales with CI Group. So
big transition between Chicago and Tampa in terms of the weather. I mean, what do you like better?
Yeah, it's pretty different.
I myself, being a West Virginia native and everything, you know, coming down here to the climate and stuff, I left West Virginia and due in large part to the cold weather. What was your take? I mean, do you like the hot and humid, or do you miss the snow and ice?
I miss the fall, man. You know, the seasons are what I miss the most, probably. The summer was hard for me, but I guess you can't beat palm trees in the ocean. So
yeah. Also, we got Gilbert Broco, who is the you're with the Vice President of Sales and Development, or no, I'm sorry, Design and Development. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and your role with the CI Group.
Yes, I actually started with the company 3 years ago when they opened the Jacksonville office. I had moved from Puerto Rico 7 years before that, and I was working in that area and living there. And I started with the company as the designer for that office. As the company grew, I was fortunate enough to be able to grow with them and be able to be part of the rebranding as well as to designing the space for our new showroom in Tampa, in downtown Tampa, and getting a new structure in procedures as well as in the design department. Now I supervise all the designers, project managers, project coordinators, admin, as well as the install area of the company for 5 locations.
And you came out of Puerto Rico, a beautiful
Correct.
country. I was there about 3 years or so ago. And, I mean, tell me about your experience here. Do you like the Tampa, Florida better, or would you miss your island in Puerto Rico?
I definitely miss the island, and I have my family there and great friends. But I've been loving living in the area, living here in Tampa. It's been an amazing experience. It's so diverse. You have so much to do. It's growing really fast, and be able to be part of that change has been great.
Yeah, it was a great trip down to Puerto Rico. I love the culture and the community down there.
Absolutely.
And I noticed that people that come from Puerto Rico, they always want to go back. They never say that they're Floridian. They always reference Puerto Rico.
Yes, yeah, your heart is there.
Yeah, and it's unique. I mean, it's also interesting when you fly to Puerto Rico. When you land, everybody claps, and I found that
Yeah.
I found that very unique. I've never seen that done anywhere else. But
No, it's basically
when you land, they clap. I guess
only Puerto Ricans do that.
I guess they're just so thankful that the plane got there in one piece
I
and
guess.
safely. And the girl I was dating at the time even warned me about that. She's like, when we land, everybody's going to clap. I was like, clap for what? She's like, it's just what we do here in Puerto Rico. So if you're just tuning in here, you're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. And again, you'll find this show on every Mondays at noon. So I invite you to please tune in. as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Coming back from the break, we're going to get into a little bit more about what the CI Group does and also some about development here in Tampa Bay and the St. Petersburg market, so please stay tuned.
Want to hear something about life jackets? Try inflatable life jackets. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. For more information, go to myfwc.com. A message from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
The 4th annual Tampa Pig Jig on the river in downtown Tampa at Curtis Hickson Park, Saturday, November 8th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. The Old Florida Federation and the Tampa community have raised over $225,000 to their first 3 years. The 4th annual Tampa Pig Jig, Saturday, November 8th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Enjoy great barbecue and live music from national recording artists Edwin McCain and Corey Smith. For more info, check out TampaPigJig.com.
With elegant furnishings and best-in-class performance, the standard of modern luxury automobiles is Mercedes-Benz. Ron Diaz for Loki Motor Company in Clearwater, one of the area's best-kept secrets. Since 1952, Loki Motor Company has quietly become the first option for both Mercedes-Benz enthusiasts and first-time buyers. From the all-new C-Class sedan to the brand-new GLA SUV, Loki Motor Company has inventory to appeal to everyone. Come see what loyal customers are talking about. Loki Motor Company on US 19 in Clearwater. Take the Sam's Club Access Road off Gulf to Bay.
Dear customers, please eat burgers somewhere else. I didn't realize the effect advertising on the radio during dinner time, when all you people are thinking about is food, would have on my business. I've recently developed carpal tunnel from flipping so many burgers. Ow, ow. Sincerely, Susan, owner of the Hindenburger.
Susan advertised on the radio, and to her regret, scored a ton of new business. If you wish you had her problem, contact us immediately.
Put in keyword advertise at WHNZ.com to find out how you can get to the right customers at the right places.
Morgan & Morgan. On your cell phone, dial # law or visit forthepeople.com.
She didn't just visit the sick and poor. She moved in with them because they needed help. Mother Teresa couldn't do it all, but she gave her all. Compassion. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, southbound 275, seeing the usual slowdown from I-4 into Howard, but other than that, the interstates are in good shape at the time. I-75 is checking clear throughout Hillsborough and Pasco counties. Serious accident that is causing delays westbound along Hillsborough Avenue, west of Sheldon Road at Elliott Drive. 2 right lanes reportedly blocked here. This crash involving a motorcycle. See a problem on the roadways? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Uterwick Hillsborough traffic tip line at 866-545-9595.
Winds Weather Center, we've got temperatures in the mid-80s throughout Tampa Bay. Lots of sunshine as well. Tonight's lower 60s, currently at 75. 1250 winds. WHNZ, let's continue on with the Jamie Meloni Show.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Winds WHNZ. And again, if you're finding my show on the air for the first time, you can find me on at every Mondays at noon. And I invite you to please tune in as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. I want to take a moment to invite you over to my website, TampaBayRadio.com, where you can catch all of the prior shows of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Just head over to the show info tab, and you can catch all the streamcasts as well as the audio casts, again, over at TampaBayRadio.com. I want to go ahead and bring on one of my expert contributors here. He's Mario Neira with the U.S. Home Inspections. He is going to be handling the inspection section of the show. Mario, how you doing?
Good, Jamie. Thank you. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. So tell me a little bit about yourself and the company, and kind of get to know the listenership here. We'll be hearing a lot from you here coming up over the next few months.
Okay, well, I've been doing inspections since 1998, but have about 26 plus years construction experience, so I have knowledge in vast areas of the different fields, which gives me a good benefit, or gives my clients a good benefit on the inspection reports when I do perform them for them.
Now, one thing I know that you stressed when you were in the studio is, you really go through the homes with a lot of quality and care versus kind of just trying to turn and burn a lot of inspections. Kind of tell me a little bit about this.
Well, that's one thing that I think a lot of clients don't realize, except for the ones that, of course, have seen it and they understand that quality does take time. If you have an inspector that runs in and runs out in an hour to do an inspection, you got major components that at least can take 15, 30 minutes at the minimum to do an inspection for the AC and for the roof. Those half hours start adding up, and that's just the on-site inspection. Writing the report is also important to be able to elaborate the details and not just passing on the, repairs to the tradesperson, because a lot of times the trades don't do a good job either. So unless there's details on what needs to be done, those tradespeople can miss a lot of things. And I think that's where a lot of inspectors just say, well, the electrical looks okay, but just pass it on to the electrician. Or the AC looks it's blowing cool, but have it further evaluated by the AC guy. You want someone that's a little bit more, does a little bit more of a thorough inspection, which does take time. And sometimes these inspections can take anywhere between 5, 6 hours on site, and then that's just doing the physical inspection. The writing part can take another 6, 7 hours as well to put it together properly with pictures and consulting with the clients. So there's a lot more to the back end of the inspection than people realize.
Well, glad to have you here on the show, and then coming up on a lot of the shows here on the Jamie Maloney Real Estate Show, Mario will be highlighting different topics of concern and different tips and tricks and stuff you should be looking for on your home inspection. So, Mario, real quick here, got to move on to one of my to the guests here, but off air, how can the listenership get in touch with you?
Well, they can always call me at 813-282-9164 or go to my website, which is usbuildingevaluations.com.
All right. Mario, thanks for chiming in, and we'll hear from you again next week here on the Jamie Maloney Real Estate Show.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Mario, take care. Again, that was Mario Neira, U.S. Home Inspections. He is a regular contributor here to the Jamie Maloney Real Estate Show, and also one of my newest expert contributors. So I invite you over to check him out over at his website, or you can always find him over at tampabayradio.com via the Expert Contributors tab. So I want to go ahead and bring back in my guests for the show, Manny Bhuller of the CI Group, CEO. Also, we're joined in studio with Hilary Witter, Account Executive, and Gilbert Broco, Vice President of Design and Operations. So, Manny, I want to talk a little bit more about what it is the CI Group does. So what is the role of the company?
So CI Group is a full-service interior design solutions company. What that means is we work with our customers from inception, which would be really an idea of how they want their workspace or their interiors on the commercial side to be designed, laid out, with keeping in mind productivity of the workforce, recruitment, certain things that are going to be needed 5 and 10 years out. Our typical project is about 6 to 9 months in the making before we ever install furniture. By full service, we mean we would do the design with their personnel, we would procure the furniture, we would then deliver an install, and then provide aftermarket service. And most of our customers, being over $30 million in revenues, stay with us for the long term. Long term meaning 10 and 15 years. We've had customers that remodel every 5 to 7 years, and we would do their remodeling. The service part of what we do is really what sets us apart from competitors. That personal touch with our interior designers, with our project managers, really makes a big difference for a client. Most people do not really know what they want when it comes to the furniture. Because we do not sell retail and everything is customized solutions, there's a lot out there. There's a lot of selections on fabric, finishes, lead times. So our designers and project managers and account reps really handhold a customer from the beginning to the end. Now, a little bit about our customers. No project is too small for us, but we also are the national furniture providers for several large accounts, Carnival Cruise and Raymond James, just to name a few. And so we can tailor our approach to satisfy the needs of the largest customer all the way down to someone that might have 1 or 2 employees that is just starting out or is a small shop.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about the history again of the company. You've been with the company for how long again? When did you take it over?
So Drew Marshall and I bought this company 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. We are in our 31st year. Prior to Drew and I purchasing this company, it was owned by a husband and wife who really took this company from scratch and built it to about a $15 million business.
Okay, and you've went from 5 employees initially, and now, what's the staff like now?
Right now, we're 62 employees, I believe, is the last count.
Okay, and what do you contribute the growth in the company to? Obviously, you have the standards and everything within the company, but what's going on in the Tampa Bay market right now that's fueling your growth?
So overall in the Tampa Bay market, even from 4 or 5 years ago when the downturn in the economy started, it was still a very rapidly growing metro market. And in our business cycle, we recognize that the market's going to come back and come back strong. Our success really started 3 and 4 years ago, and we were hiring 25% hiring increases every year in anticipation of when the economy was going to turn. The last 18 months to 24 months in our business, and for our competitors alike, it's been good times. The challenge for most of my competitors now is they are not well staffed to provide that service now, and it's very hard to find quality people now. So I would contribute our success to hiring on 3 years ago with the expectation that we were going to get a payoff.
Now, are you seeing a lot more development in the Tampa Bay as well as the downtown St. Petersburg year over year versus 3 or 4 years ago? Tell me a little bit about what you're seeing since you're so involved with, the commercial interior business. Obviously, more development means more business for you.
Sure. So about 2.5 years ago, we decided to make our flagship showroom headquartered and based here in downtown Tampa. We moved from St. Pete, where we're headquartered. We opened up a flagship showroom on Franklin Street, and we took about a year to build out that space. We are seeing more and more commercial traffic. We're seeing retail. We're seeing that downtown Tampa revitalized. There's more people coming downtown, staying after work. People are looking to live downtown or real close to downtown. And, we're seeing that there's so much traffic coming in there now that now to get the same space we have would probably be double the rate than what we paid a couple of years ago. We're seeing hotels between the Aloft and the Meridian, which we are nestled right between those two properties, just expand and explode. So we're seeing a big shift in people wanting to come downtown, live downtown, stay downtown. I think the mayor and the local leaders here in Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater have done a good job to try to bring those companies here.
Yeah, and it's something, I'm very excited about seeing, with Jeff Vinnick's involvement now with the channel side development. I was fortunate to sit in on a discussion with him and Tom James out of Raymond James last week, and to hear a little bit about his vision for what he sees in the Channel Side district, and so very excited to see that, because the Tampa downtown, it's so promising, but yet it's so dull and boring right now that it needs some type of activity. So real excited to see his involvement and what he's going to do in the development versus what we see over in downtown St. Petersburg. We're seeing a lot more vibrant community over there. So tell me a little bit more about Gilbert, about your role, and you're a design specialist. So when a client contacts you all for basically to do some work with you, what is your role and how do you get involved?
Absolutely. We have interior designers staffed in all of our 5 locations. Once we have a client coming into our offices and looking for help with their space, the sales executive and the designer meet with the client, go over all their wish list, all what they need, based on the amount of employees that they have, based on the type of work they do, and the space that they have at the moment. Our designers, they go back and create the space plan. They go through all the requirements and design the space based on all those points before, and as well as see beyond what they need, their growth, and what would they probably need in the future.
And what type of tools do you have to kind of show them the vision? Do you use CAD and things like
Correct.
that?
We use CAD for the plans. We use CAP for all the furnitures items that we use and create. Then we use also visual impressions for 3D renderings. So we create a full presentation, not only with the 2D plans, we also create 3D renderings so the client can actually see the space, how it will look.
Okay, and so I'm just looking through your services here. I mean, you do consulting. We're just talking about space planning. You also get involved with project management, engineering studies, custom fabrication and stuff. And I see you have a number of success stories, and we're talking a little bit, Manny, before the show here. You're also involved in the healthcare business, and I was thinking, if somebody contacts you with, the in the news today with the Ebola scare and everything, if somebody contacts you from a local hospital, I mean, is that something that your company is able to get involved with as well?
Yeah, so healthcare is a big market that in design, interior design, and products, there's a big demand for them. We also have CI Group, a side market, which is the federal government. We have our own GSA schedule, Navy blanket purchase agreement, and Drew Marshall, who's my business partner, is a service-disabled vet. Recently, speaking about Ebola, the federal government year-end ended on September 30th. We got a call on September 29th to provide about 100 workstations, cubicles, for the U.S. Embassy in the Democratic Republic of Congo, specifically because they were going to send workers over there to help with the Ebola crisis. And we designed the space, we got them the furniture they wanted, they picked the fabrics and the finishes. The only hiccup was they wanted us to send our installers over there to give them really personalized service, and just with the health scare and exposing employees, we couldn't provide them that. So we agreed to provide them containerized products that we would ship to New Jersey, and they would fly it over there in the State Department. So it just tells you that we get involved in spaces that a lot of people don't think that need furniture. They just think office furniture. But we're really full service. We touch a lot of different spaces, companies, organizations.
Very nice. So in the healthcare, you're in the technology business, educational business, industrial business. I got to take a quick break, but coming back from the break, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of your recent projects and some of your success stories here. And again, you're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ, and we'll be back in a moment.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage.
It's so important to have good credit, from getting a job to getting a mortgage, even giving your children the care they deserve. Bad credit and credit problems can put your future in jeopardy. So talk to Bill Lavender, Dr. Credit. Take control of your future. Get your credit back on the right track and learn how to keep it there. Visit creditdrbill.com or call 813-655-9451. That's 813-655-9451. If your credit scores are on the floor, call Dr. Credit and watch them soar. Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show on 1250 Wins WHNZ. I'm talking with the CI Group here in studio today. I want to take it over to Hilary Witter, who is an account executive and marketing specialist at the CI Group. Now, I see that you're involved in the AIA, which is the Architect Institute of America. Tell me a little bit more about this organization and this credential.
Sure. Yeah, so my involvement in this really started when I started with CI Group. It's a really great way for not only architects, but people in the real estate business to get involved. It's just a very calm way for everyone to come and get together, versus your traditional business meeting. The organization is phenomenal itself. Jessica and Dawn are the two individuals who I've really worked with. They're employees of AIA. But then they have, honestly, couldn't tell you how many architects they have that are members. And among that, like I said, people like me who aren't traditional architects but still can get involved in ways to find out projects that are going on.
Yeah, I was going to say,
networking.
Because you're in marketing and stuff, and you're in
Yes.
this, I guess it's like a lead generation source.
Exactly, yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about your role and what you're doing over at the CI Group.
Sure. So for lead generation, for me, this is just one of the ways, any networking groups I can get involved in. Also, any remodeling projects that are going on in the area, we try and get sources and leads from that, that I can reach out to. And a lot of times, architects that are involved with AIA are usually associated with one of those projects. So they kind of go hand in hand.
Gotcha. Okay. And Gilbert, I want to talk a little bit more with you about what you're seeing in the Tampa Bay marketplace or in with trends. What's going on with corporate interiors and some of the trends in our area?
Absolutely. One of the great things also that we do is that we partner with all the architects and designers or the big architectural companies. So our licensed interior designers also are part of networking events and organizations that the architects and designers are part to. That gives us an advantage of being able to be part of all the new trends for the workforce. We are definitely seeing in the last couple of years destroying the high walls of panel systems to be able to have more communication and teamwork among employees. Adjustable height work surfaces in every area that you work on, so people don't have to be sitting 8 hours a day, which gives you an insurpassable amount of health benefits.
You always see the cubicle approach with the high walls, and you're kind of segregated from everybody else within the organization. But you're saying you're seeing a trend away from that. Then.
Absolutely, they are coming down. Panels go down to seating privacy to actually almost non-existent. More of a benching system where people then are able to communicate with their team members and create spaces that make the ideas flow and be able to work in a better environment that also opens to more natural light for each space instead of just the private offices at the end.
What about seating? I noticed on your site that you talk a lot about the importance of seating and everything. What are you seeing with that?
Yes, a lot of our clients in your day-to-day work, you really don't know how important it is for to have ergonomic functions in the seat that you are. All of our manufacturers are working more towards the human touch. It's basically being able to provide all the ergonomic functions that you need, not only to being able to sit, but to comfort for your back problems, for being able to stand up easier, and as well as all other aspects of it. Same thing with the opening these stations. You're also seeing less of those cubicles and more of team building areas with lounge seating, more with movable partitions, so you can create different configurations in the space by just moving marker boards or tables. So definitely the square 6x6 is disappearing by the minute.
I'm sure a lot of office professionals are excited to hear that if they haven't noticed that already. I mean, obviously sitting in a cubicle is something that's not enticing on a daily basis and everything. So that's good to hear and stuff. Manny, I want to talk a little bit more with you about some of the projects and some of your different clients. I see that you have we talked a little bit about have some government contracts and jobs. So you recently did a job with the South Carolina National Guard. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that South Carolina National Guard project was about a $2 million project for us. We probably worked on that for a year, getting the design and getting the actual products that the government wanted. That probably took about 3 or 4 weeks to install. Part of our service with our project management that's a lot of furniture, probably 18 full truckloads of furniture. Mm-hmm. So the coordination of getting that furniture sent to the site on a military base with all of the pre-qualifications you need, 2 or 3 trucks a day using freight elevators, job site conditions. It was actually very successful. We were able to, with minimal hiccups, get the furniture there, get it installed, get the South Carolina National Guard up and running. A lot of our furniture plans are also based on our customers moving people into that space pretty much immediately after the furniture's there, after the electronics are installed. So it's a big coordinated effort that needs to take place. As I said, on the federal government side, it probably represents about 15% of our revenue, so about $5 million a year of federal government, and most of the time it's jobs like that. At the South Carolina National Guard.
Now, a job, of that magnitude, what type of team input do you need? How big is your team in a job like that?
Well, just on the initial laying out the design and products and project management, there's probably about 2 designers and I'd say maybe 2 project managers. Once we get the order and we start ordering furniture, a job like that probably has 7 different manufacturers that we ordered the furniture from. All of the timing of the deliveries has to be coordinated. So I'd probably say there's about 2 people on site there just getting the furniture set. But then we had a full-time project manager that was on site every day, along with our account rep from our Columbia, South Carolina office that was there every day. The installation of that, we probably had in between our own W-2 installers, probably about 4 or 5 of them, we probably had another 15 third-party installers that we picked up locally. So you can see, probably between 20 and 25 people were needed from inception to actually installing the furniture. And the communication with the end user, in this case the South Carolina National Guard, one person has to manage the communication 24/7. So they know what's going on.
Yeah,
so,
that's always the challenge in a business, is having the communication lined up and having that one central point of contact and everything. And that's something that you stressed in the beginning of the show, is that you had the resources and that you had done a lot of hiring in the years when the recession was on and stuff. That's kind of enabled you to kind of put you in front of a lot of your local competitors. You want to talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah. So one of the things that we are asked for by our customers, other than providing them furniture, is really the workplace trends. And recruitment is always center. Most companies, like Gilbert mentioned, with the ergonomic chairs and the actual workspace, are looking to make an employee comfortable so that when they bring the person in, they're able to retain that employee. So we're essentially workplace experts. So part of what we wanted to show was, look, we're recruiting our own employees as we grew. Let them come work in our showrooms in the same manner we're trying to tell our customers they should. So if you were to poll, I would guess, our employees at any one of our 5 offices, they would tell you that workplace environment that we've created is probably one of the main reasons why they're happy and they stay. So you can't underestimate ergonomic features of a chair for an employee who would not only stay with you, but would also help you recruit other employees to your organization.
Yeah, well, some very good tips, and something that's oftentimes overlooked by management, just to keep costs down. They want to keep everything boring and basic, but I mean it definitely speaks very much to the productivity of the individuals when you give them a workplace that's enjoyable to be in and work in. Would you not say?
Yeah, most definitely. And as far as Tampa market, we're in the Miami market also. It's probably a little bit behind design-wise than Miami or Los Angeles or New York, but it's rapidly, as companies are coming here, as people are moving here, the demand for design-driven interiors, and just like design-driven everything else, is going up in Tampa.
So you see a more of a conservative approach in Tampa versus over in Miami, which is a more progressive, would you say, in terms of design?
I would say 2 years ago that was probably true. I would say now with the companies coming in here, it's progressive and it's modern and it's coming quick.
Okay. Well, we got about a minute here left in the show. Real quick, a great conversation to have. I enjoyed having you all in the studio very much. The website off the air where people interested in corporate interiors can get in touch with your company.
Yeah, our website, www.corporateinteriors.com.
Okay. And if you didn't catch us up, I'll get you up on the Tampa Bay radio site after the show. So if you didn't catch that, corporateinteriorsinc.com is what you said?
Yeah, corporateinteriorsinc.com.
Okay, and I'll get that up on the Tampa Bay radio site. And if you didn't catch that, you can always reach out to me through the Tampa Bay radio show as well. Thank you, Manny, very much for being in the studio today. I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you for having us.
And again, if you're just tuning in, you're listening here to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. And again, you'll find my show on every Mondays at noon, so I invite you to please tune in as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Again, off air, you can find me over at tampabayradio.com, and I'll see y'all back in here next Monday at noon on 1250 Wins WHNZ.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during